Bitcoin is a bank in cyberspace. Monetary energy, core of the earth. Doubles every year. Listen to my words. Selling doesn't hurt. Selling is absurd. It's like cutting off your wings, but you want to be a bird.
Back. Just going to do a nice little update, basically what I'm seeing so far. So I've been looking at the charts and everything, and I'm seeing the market cap hovering around the 1.51 trillion. Nothing too much, but the global volume 71 billion. I'm not happy about that. BTC dominance is creeping up, which is quite good. As you can see here, the volume at 30 billion is very low. Regardless of all of this, but there's another thing as well. So this 30-day moving average percentage, as you can see, is starting to reduce slightly. I think it's going to pop into a green in a few months, so that shouldn't be a surprise if this pops into a green, right? So that's what we're looking at. So I think it will definitely go into that. So just kind of looking at what's happening just last 7 days, how Bitcoin's been performing, how Ethereum's been performing, just looking at all of the global market cap and everything. So I'm going to talk too much about that, but this is where you can see that we have $52 billion worth of this volume is sitting there, and then everything else is just shitcoin. So I'm not going to even talk about that, right? So that's what we've got currently. If you wanted, so what I want to do is I want to talk about the G7 right now. So the G7 is obviously a very important factor, and I'll drop some charts at the end, right? So the G7, obviously, it seems like even Cointelegraph is picking it up as well. So this is the Bitcoin price, what they're thinking, and this is what I've recently mentioned. I said that an 87k is actually in play. So it's just the on-chain data, what we're looking at, right? So we've got plan B and everything. I'm just going to cut the long story short because it is a long thing, right? So what we want to see is the indicators are kind of showing similarities to the March 2020 aftermath, right? That's what's showing. So also they're talking about the G7, so uncertainty after the recent crash and fears around President Biden's announcement at the G7 summit this coming weekend, right? So this is what they're talking about. And this was published 4 hours ago, by the way, 4 hours ago. So I'll give you a little bit more on that. I don't have the article, but I'll give you a little bit more. So what they're seeing is, this is the information they're seeing. You know, the coin strength, coin was oversold, so you can see what they're saying. They're saying it was kind of oversold, so now basically it's going to be picking up, right? So, you know, all of these things, like a lot of people are hoping a lot of things, like for example, plan B, he's saying that we might have a rebound and come back to the line, basically. This is what he's thinking, right? So the fine line is currently sitting at 85k, so this is what he's saying. Now, you know, cut the long story short, let me tell you what I've seen. So yesterday I had an update regarding a press release, basically, that the White House spokesperson gave out, and they were talking about the G7 themselves, right? And what they mentioned was regarding Biden. Now, this is a good thing, what they're going to talk about. They are going to talk about the current ransomware problem, right? Global ransomware problem. But on the actual statement, they did not mention anything about cryptocurrency or Bitcoin. So that's a good news, in my opinion, right? That's what I'm going to say. And this is also kind of a bullish thing. I think everybody was waiting for this particular news. Now, my advice I've given to people, and this is no financial advice, is hold on until midnight tonight. You know, it's UTC time or 1 a.m. UK time. Wait until that particular time to see what the candle shows us. So without any further ado, I'm going to move into the charts just to kind of show you what I'm seeing, right? Now, this I want to just show because we were having a conversation recently with somebody else, and I mentioned how Ethereum could have a nice little bounce, because a person who I was talking to sold Ethereum around here, wanted to rebuy back, and I said no, you don't buy back, you wait until we hit the blue line. So it hit the blue line, and then now it's rebounding. So we're obviously going to try and come back to here, unless we obviously test this again. If we do, then we might break it, but just be cautious. That's what I'm going to say. Wait for tonight and see what happens, what the news says to us, right? The other thing I wanted to show was, this is the chart that I've left publicly, right, where you can see our little triangle where this whole thing is staying within the zone and respecting it, right? And this is a chart that I showed you previously, and remember we had our 34k and our 33k lines, right? And what I want to show you is how the BTC is obviously within the channel but respecting those specific lines. That's what I wanted to show you. So far seems okay. I mean, we've definitely got higher highs. We didn't get another low, but remember, this 28k is still in play. So this 28,988, whatever, 29k is still in play. But I would say for a short time, obviously for the trend to reverse, we need to get above this particular line, which is the $47,000 mark. As long as we can go above that. Now, there's another chart that I've got open for you. So remember this particular chart where we had our prices, right? I want to also show you this one. So remember we had this chart, we had the fibs drawn, and these are the fibs, right? And we were doing a fib retracement target. On the fib retracement target, you can see that the 1618 is the 21k. We still haven't gone there, which actually we're kind of holding around these levels, and this is on a weekly, right? So on a weekly, what you can see is we're respecting these particular levels. So we had a lovely good respect here, and these are lines that we draw ourselves. Remember, these lines we drew ourselves, right, way back in the days. So I just wanted to show you that this chart is still valid, right? And remember, this was the bull flag pole we had. Yeah, as you can see, we're still holding above that, even though we did peak below, but we got bought up straight away. Nobody wants this bull market to end. So I just want to kind of give you a short update and show you what's happening right now on 3 specific charts. So the one that you saw here, this is our oldest chart. This is the oldest chart we got, and then we've got the new chart that I showed a few days ago, like last week I showed you, and then we've got the public chart here as well, and you can see all of this. And also the links are below, so you can actually go in and zoom in and see for yourself what's going on, where we are right now. So this particular line, remember we drew this and we said this is still valid because this will now become a support, right? So we were down here somewhere when I mentioned this, and this is exactly what's happened. That's why I kept these lines. And remember, we need to get above this particular zone for us to change the trend temporarily, and this one to change it completely. And right now these are our little zones, resistance clusters that we need to go above. So not saying anything else, I'm just going to make this short. Just wait until tonight. Anybody doing anything, I'm going to recommend just wait until tonight. We need to see a new weekly candle. Also, what I'm talking about is this particular scenario here. All right, so this is a weekly candle. All right, this is a weekly candle, and what you can see is on the weekly that we've still got a lower high. Right, so these are high candles, which is good, but we still got a lower high. But if you look carefully, 3 candles green, which is really, really good, right? But it's just a lower high. We needed to go slightly above this one to make it into a higher high, change the sentiment, right? So that's all I'm saying to you. So yeah, just watch out. Try and see the higher time frames. The higher time frames will actually show you a lot more. This is another exchange. So this obviously is, let me see which exchange I'm using. So this is just the index, sorry, this is the index fund. So I'm using the index here, and on the index you can see that we've got a higher high, right? So we've got a higher high than this here, higher high, and another higher high. That's what we're seeing, right? On the monthly, it's not looking all that great, but the wick is pretty good. So we've still got a few days left to close the monthly candle. I wouldn't really bother too much about that, but just looking at this particular range here on a weekly, you can see that the past 3 weeks has been pretty good. Also, if we look at this particular chart, and let's see which one this is also the index. Hold on, where am I? So wrong one. Index, is it an index as well? Index. Oh, sorry, my bad. Do you know what? This is my bad. I've called it the index. It's not the index. This is not the index. This particular chart here is not the index. What is this one? Let's see who this is. This is Binance. Sorry, my bad. This is Binance. So this is on Binance. This is what we're seeing on Binance. And on this particular, could be the index one. Let's have a look and see which one this is. This is the Coinbase one. So you can see that I'm using multiple charts. Each one is different, and this one is the Bitstamp, right? So you can see here, this is the Bitstamp chart, right? So this I know because I do use the Bitstamp chart more because it has the longest amount of data. And this is the index one. Sorry, my bad. This is the Brave New Coin Index, BLX. Yeah, this is it. So yeah, slight confusion, but you can see that multiple exchanges are showing multiple datas, but more importantly, they're kind of showing the similar thing. That's what we need to be looking at. And you know, we know that these are all confirmations showing us that the market seems to be going and doing its thing. We just need these candles to basically move back into these zones, go above this zone. And right now I can tell you, I mean, for the bull market to be so this is this is the public one. So on this particular one, see this particular wick here, if we can beat this particular wick here, we should see a complete reversal, and the 85k is definitely in play. And you know, the 87, this is what I've shown last time. I said this is the 87k still in play. So 85, 87, this is where we will go as long as we can get out of this particular zone and move into have even 1 wick above this. That will solve the problem for us. So other than that, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on another one, guys. All right, take care. Bye bye.